Right, so today's session is full body as always, and we are going to have no equipment today, so we're going to flow through some classical style Pilates exercises, adding in a little bit of play and fun to some of the movements so that you can work on challenging yourself with those classical movements that you already know. So let's get straight into it. We're going to start with our warm-up. Coming into that 4-point kneeling position, hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Let's take that gaze forward, open through the chest, and then round that spine, head to hips. Inhale as you come forward and exhale as you round. On the next one, you can stay low to the mat, or you're going to curl and then lift your knees up. Take it to a downward dog stretch. Come forward into that stretch again. So we lower our knees down when we take our chest expansion and curl as we take those hips up. Let's go 3. Maybe increase that speed now. Last 2. Lovely. We'll meet each other up in downward dog on the next one. And just hold it there. Press into your hands. Reach your hips back and up to the ceiling. And then begin to slowly pedal through the legs. Bending one knee at a time. That's it. Finding balance across both of the hands and steady in the hips. Let's increase the pace. We're going to go 2 steps. Inhale. 2 steps. Exhale. And core is in. And we're just starting to warm up through the legs. Let's go 2 more rounds. And 1. Lower the knees. Open the chest. And we'll come to a straight back, taking one hand behind your head. Elbow points down to the ground. Press your head up towards your hand, creating that lovely straight spine. Rotate your elbow down towards your wrist. And then come back through center. Opposite leg lifts up to the ceiling. Lower the knee down and twist. Back to neutral. Lift the leg. Keeping your foot off the ground. We're just bringing the knee down for balance. Maintaining your chest in the center as your leg lifts. Starting to find connection to the core. Last 2. And then we keep it up. Lovely. And 1. Hold it here. Lifting up through the core. Extend the arm and the leg away from each other. Lower and lift. Taking this slowly. We're trying to keep our chest the same distance from the ground. Feel like you zip up your belly button to your chest. And as you float that leg up, squeeze the glutes so that we don't drop the back. 3. Good, you're working in the stabilizing arm on the mat. Last 1, hold it up. Let's curl the spine, elbow to knee, pull it in, extend and lengthen. Exhale, curl, extend and lengthen. Take your time working through your own balance. Press your weight back into that front shin. Let's go 2. And 1. Extend that leg back, lower it to the mat. Twist under, thread the needle. Lower your head down to the ground if you can. And then let's bring it over to the other side. Bring that leg in, opposite hand behind your head this time. Elbow points down to the ground, lifting through the chest. Let's take a twist. Center, then lift your leg away from the ground. So we don't want to take this too quickly because we're really focusing on that core stability here, as well as that mobility when we take that twist. Can we think of that shin that's on the floor? Really bring your weight into that shin to help you balance. Lovely, let's go 3 more. Lengthening through that neck, find ease in your shoulder. And 1, we're gonna hold it up. Extend the leg, extend the arm, find that length and lift through the chest. Lower and lift the arm and leg. Shift your weight back into that bottom shin. Feel like you're lifting your chest away from the ground to engage the core. Stretch through the arm and leg. Really feeling the crease, that smile of the glute. 4, 3, 2. Then we'll bring it into that curl and extend. Hold in that extension. Curl elbow to knee. Pull your body back. And then extend back to center. Shift your weight back as you curl. Lifting up through the core and the spine. Exhale. Inhale, extend. 2 more. And 1. Extend. Lower the foot down to the ground. Thread under. Woo, find a twist. I went too quickly. Finding balance here. That's it. All right, let's come back up and turn ourselves around. We're going to come to seated position. Stretch those legs out nice and long. Reach the arms forward, sitting up tall. We're going to pull the core in to dive forward to start today. So come down towards your toes and feel like you're folding through the chest. Then curl back from your lower abs and lower back. Now you're either going all the way down or you're pausing here at halfway and coming forward. If you go all the way down, pause at the lower back when you curl up and down. Nice big breath in at the top and bottom. And exhale as you roll up and down. Pulling your core and rib cage back as you stretch forward. Shoulders are resting on your back. Grip those heels into the ground. It really supports you in that curl up. Let's go 2. See if you can get that lower back down to the ground and then grip into the heels. Awesome. All the way down. Hold it there. Keep yourself onto the tips of your shoulder blades. Can you draw your core down more and lift your chest and shoulders up a tiny bit? One leg comes in. Hold on to the shin. Second leg comes in. Hold onto the shin. Perfect. Let's take it to double leg stretch. Extend. Inhale. Grab those shins. Exhale. When those legs come in, keep your hips pushing into the ground. So we're trying not to rock around. From your shoulder blades to your hips, it's stable. Stretch and in. Curl a little higher. And 1 more. Single leg stretch. Both hands on one knee. Extend the opposite leg. Pull your knee in and switch. You're keeping your legs above your hips. Pull your knee towards your nose. Good. Feel like you're opening up through the front of your chest. 3, 3, 2. Final 1. Bring it in and lower down. Brilliant. Open your arms to an AT position. Feel the shoulder blades pressing into the ground. Rotate the knees across. Find that little twist in the waist and then bring it back through center over to the other side. Nice big inhale, twist, and exhale, center. Keeping those shoulders grounded, you're going to find that oblique in the waist. Good moment here to catch the breath. Adding on a challenge or a layer. Twist and hold, extend the top leg. Come back through center and lower. Twist, extend the top leg. More challenge. So only take it if you need it and you're able to control that movement. Press down into the arms and the shoulders. One more. Extend, center, and down. Stretch the arms up to the ceiling. Palms face the hips. We curl it up. Exhale, reach those hands down beside you. Hold for an inhale. Lower back down. Little 100 prep here. Curling that rib cage down to the hips and into the mat below you. Feel that the knees don't move around. We're pressing into the hips. We pause for that inhale at the top. Last two. Stretch a little further. One more, hold it. Find the tips of the shoulder blades. Pump the arms up and down very gently. Inhale for 5. And exhale for 5. How are we doing? You're welcome to bring your feet down to the ground if you need. Extend them out in front of you if you want more challenge. Pull that belly button towards your chest as you exhale. Breathe into the back of your rib cage. Inhale. 3 more rounds. Feel stable in the lower body. 1 more round. And bring it all the way in. Hug your knees to your chest. And bring your feet down in line with your hips. Let's press those hands down next to you. Prepping for our bridge. We're going to curl the hips up and off the mat. Deep breath in at the top. And curl down with control. Good. We take that inhale at the top and bottom. Exhale as we curl up and down, finding that core. And can we press into the hands and the heels a little more, finding that back body activation. See if you can connect to that back body. Think of squeezing something between your knees. It really engages through the pelvic floor, deep abdominals. Let's go 2. Nice little massage there along the back. On the next one, we're going to hold it in the bridge position. Continue breathing naturally. I want you to pull your heels towards your glutes, lift your hips up a little bit higher, but press your shoulder blades into the ground so that you feel that your core, glutes, hamstrings, everything is balanced and working together. We're going to take one leg to tabletop, any leg, and then you're going to extend the leg up to the ceiling. Lower and lift this leg, keeping a steady hip. Option to keep your knee bent and tap your foot. Press into that foot on the ground. It really helps to keep your hips up. And can you press into your hands a little more? Use them as your support. Inhale down, exhale, lift. 3. Stretch that leg away and lift. 1 more, keep this leg straight up, lower your hips down into circles. We take that leg down, around, and lift. 1 breath per circle. Can we think of pressing our rib cage into the ground to really help keep that core engaged and avoid rocking the hips? 1 more, let's reverse it. Out around and straight up through center. Pressing your hips into the ground like you could balance a cup on your belly button. You pull your leg up when you zip up your core. 2 and 1, and bring it down. Second side. Lift and extend. Wait, no, we're going up to bridge. So reset yourself, feet in line with your hips. Just roll those hips up and off the ground. Almost got myself confused. Pull your heels towards your shoulders, activate glutes and hamstrings. Tabletop or a straight leg. We're going to lower and lift this leg. Inhale down, exhale lift. Drop your shoulders into the mat a little bit more, it really helps. And pressing into your hands and the foot on the floor. Now a fun one you can think about is thinking of squeezing your inner thighs together. Last 2. Good. 1. And then lower the hips down for circles. We go down, around, and lift. If you feel your hips rocking around, make your circle a little bit smaller. Smaller and stronger is always better. 3, 2, and 1. Reverse. Trying to get that leg to come straight up through center. Pressing into your bottom foot. 3, 2, and 1. Lovely. Bring that leg to tabletop. Second leg comes in, grabbing onto your shins. And we're going to take it rolling like a ball. So lifting up through the chest. Pull your belly button to your back. We rock forward. Exhale. And roll it back. Inhale. Finding a gentle rocking motion here. Keep your chin tucked in and gazing down at your belly button. You want to avoid tipping onto your head. So just to the shoulder blades and back up. Squeeze those legs in using biceps. Let's go 4, 3. Can you tuck a little more? 1 more, we come to seated. At the top, stay, find your balance, hold, breathe. Lengthen through your spine, gaze forward. Lift your legs to tabletop. Can you balance? Reach your arms out in front of you. Teaser prep. We're going to lift and lower those arms. Just a little. And down. So we're lifting up through the crown of the head. Like you're lengthening from your tailbone. Good. So lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Open up through the chest a bit more. Finding that balance in the center of your sit bones. 3. Quads are working. Lovely. 1 more. Then lower the feet down and stretch them out. Excellent work. Stretch those legs out. Let's take it into a stretch. Feet are wide. Reach those arms forward, nice and tall through the spine. Chin to chest, roll forward. And then exhale, roll it back up. Soften and bend your knees a little bit. If you find that your spine is quite rounded, we want that flat back at the top. Thinking of space between your ears and your shoulders. And pulling your core back as you stretch forward. Good. 2. And 1 more. We're going to come into our side work. Roll it up. Over to sides position facing me. All the way down to the mat today. Down onto that bicep. Straight line from your arm to your heel. Lift up through the side of the waist by pushing your hips away. Press through your top foot. Let's take an exhale. Lift both legs. Hold. Lower with control. We want to think of pulling in both directions. So we pull up from the mat and then pull down from the ceiling. And can we try and keep that space under the waist as much as possible? Good. We want to allow the head to rest on the bicep. So we pull the legs up slowly so that we don't get into the neck. Last two. We'll hold it up on one and we're taking it into those side scissors. We go top leg forward, bottom leg back, find your balance, and then switch 2 pulses and switch. If you find that you're rolling around, just take your top hip slightly backwards, which is going to find more balance in your bottom glute. Let's go 2 and 1 and in and down and up onto the forearm, into that side glute. Press your hips away, lifting up and out of the shoulder. We're going to take this top leg up, flex, 2 kicks forward, and a nice pull, squeeze back, and forward, and back. Bending that bottom knee if you're feeling a little off balance. But always start here. We want to get into that core to help you balance first. 3, squeeze back, 2, lovely, and 1. Bring it forward, turn the door down, heel turns up, press your hip away a little more, 3 taps, and a lift. Inhale down, exhale lift. 2 more rounds. Ooh, getting into the glute, 1, and lift, and bring it in. And let's just take a stretch out of the shoulder. Always a nice stretch to get out of that shoulder. Rotate down towards your knee. Allow your head to drop. Spin it around, second side. All the way around, starting in that side oblique. So we're down on that bicep, all the way straight line. If you need support, bring your legs a little bit forward. Press the hip away. Let's take that exhale. We float the legs. Inhale, down. So checking in with your body on the side. Each of our sides can sometimes feel a little bit different. So making small adjustments here as you go. And finding that comfortable spot in the side of your hip. If you're too far forward or back, you're going to feel that bone. So play around with your position. Get comfy. Think of wrapping in that core, lifting that bottom waist. Let's go 3. Stretch that top foot away. Hold it on the next one. Top leg forward, bottom leg back. Find your balance. 2 pulses. And switch. Keep it nice and small, no wider than the mat. We're trying to keep our hips stacked. And if you want to challenge yourself, see if you can take your hand away and can you keep your balance? 3. Good. 2. Final one. In and down, all the way up into the forearm for that side glute. Alrighty, take a second here. Elbow in line with the hip, lifting up and off that shoulder. We're going to lift this leg up, flex, 2 pulses forward, and a swing, squeeze back. Resist swaying in your upper body, trying to keep that movement from your hip, or in your hip, shall I say, in your hip. 3. Can we lift out of that bottom shoulder a little bit more and drop your head? 1 more. Bring your leg forward. Turn the toe down, 3 taps. Exhale, lift. And we want to check in that the hip hasn't fallen forward. Pull that hip crease back. Feel that core. 3, 2, and 1. And bring it in. Brilliant. One more here for the legs. We're going to come all the way into prone position. Pressing down onto the forearms. Lift that chest forward and up and stretch those legs away. We're going to float the legs up. Find the squeeze in the crease of that glute. Can you lift your core a little bit more? Maybe that means dropping the legs. 2 kicks. Extend. So we take that one leg, 2 pulses. Extend. Aim your heel to your opposite glute. You're going to feel your hamstring work a little bit more. And can we pull those elbows into the hip, which really helps keep you from shifting around. Maybe lift your knees off the ground a little bit more. Find that challenge. 1 more each side. And last one. Extend and lower down. Let's bring it all the way down. So we're going to stretch those arms away. We've been playing around with this one recently. So we're going to come back to it. We're going to stretch the arms away. Keep your head floating just above the ground. Pick your belly button off the mat. So you want to feel like you're zipping up, creating space just below your belly button. We'll take an inhale breath, float the arms, your head and chest just a little. Bend your elbows, pull them down towards your hips. Extend the arms and lower down. Inhale breath as you come up and an exhale as you bend the elbows. Extend, inhale and back down. Exhale. As you take that inhale, it's into the back and the side of your chest. You want to try to keep your belly button up off the ground as much as possible. Lengthen through your neck and feel those mid-back muscles begin to activate. 2 more. And 1. On the next round, we're lifting those legs up. Arms up, everything is floating. Take a kick of the legs, hold it stable. If that feels good, on your exhale, bend your elbows into your hips. Inhale, extend the arms. Keep those kicks going. Exhale, bend. Extend. Keep your chest the same distance from the ground. Neck is long. Balance across both of your hips as much as possible. If you're rocking, come a little bit closer to the ground. Last 2. And 1. Extend and lower down with control. Hands under shoulders. Bring yourself nice and lifted up in that core. Open the chest, swan. Lift up as much as you comfortably can go. And lower with control. Exhale. Good. As you're lifting up, you're pulling your chest forward and up. Zipping up that belly button to your chest. And try not bring the chin too far away from the chest. Sometimes we tend to drop back, which will create tension in the back of your neck. So if you find that, maybe drop your chin just a little bit down. Think of reaching your crown up. Let's go 2. Good. And last 1. Bring it all the way down. Press those hips back. I realize we went over time here just a little bit. Hopefully we're here in the cool down together. We started a little bit late. Let's come together for the final cool down. Come forward. 4-point kneeling. Open the knees. Stretch open. Thread under to hold. Lower your ear to the mat. Press your hips back. You're welcome to stretch through this arm if that feels good. Big breath in through the nose and out the mouth. Let's take it over to the other side. Stretch open and thread under. Last few breaths here. Let's bring it all the way in. Just press your hips all the way back. Stretch your arms away from you. Drop your head. Deep breath in and out. Releasing that lower back. Walk your hands in. Reach up to the ceiling. Inhale. And find a neutral breath. Well done. Thank you so much for joining me for today's session and being here during that beginning stage where we had a bit of a technical issue, but hopefully everything turned out well. I'm so excited to chat with you now after class. If you have any questions from today's session, you can stay. We have a chat, you ask your questions. And if this is all for you today, I will see you next week. Have a lovely week. Bye. All right, how are we feeling today? I hope that everything stayed on and we stayed connected. If not, hopefully the replay will kick in. Hi, John. Yes, amazing. I'm so glad that you're here and that it is working. How are we feeling after today's session? Let me know in the comment section. And last week, I believe we were also slightly delayed. So yeah, I'm not sure what is happening recently with YouTube, but I just really enjoy being here live with everybody. So we figure it out, we make it work, and there's always the replays. Good, challenging as always. That's amazing. Hopefully just the right amount of challenge. Did you find that anything was particularly challenging? Let me know. But yeah, hopefully just that like sweet spot of challenge. No issues. Amazing. We had a little bit of an issue in the beginning. I got a pop-up to say that the lives were not working. I was a bit worried that we were going to miss our live, but we are here. Thank you, John. It's a pleasure. It's always a pleasure being here. Thank you for being here. How are you feeling today? Let me know how your lower back is doing. So for anyone that is joining, we're just having our Q&A session. As long as you subscribe, you can chat. You can ask any questions, whether it's from the live session or any of the other classes or anything else about the channel. You can chat here and then I answer your questions here live. If you're watching the replay, I forgot to mention, you can put the same questions in the comment section and then we can chat there as well. I did the easier options today. Very good. I'm glad that you took the easier options for yourself. As I always say, modifications is best. You want to rather do smaller movements and feel stronger than try and take the more challenging movements and feel uncomfortable and create tension. So I'm glad that you did modify. I'm curious to know if there was anything that you couldn't modify. Let me know. Lower back is good. I used a cushion to help with the roll-ups. Yes! Oh, that makes me so happy. So for anyone that is joining that might be confused about that, a lot of people, we experience that we can't get into that lower back. We can't curl the lower back as much. And so when you do your roll-ups, the ones where we roll all the way down and back up, you get stuck and you're kind of forcing yourself up, which is uncomfortable. So just taking a rolled up towel, placing it underneath your lower back, works like a charm every single time. So I'm glad that you took that option today and that it was helpful. So for anyone else that needs that support, put a towel in your lower back. Congrats on 5,000. Thank you so much. I am very grateful. Thank you to all of you for being here, for supporting the channel, for joining me every Monday for lives, for subscribing and doing classes with me. Yeah, I'm really, really grateful that I get to be here for that 5,000 people and move with you guys all the time. So thank you. Try not to cry. Oh, it makes me so happy that we get to be here together and chat and move together. Alrighties. Wish I could heart that particular comment, like pin it. Anyways, all right. So if you have any questions, I'll be here for a few more minutes. Otherwise, I hope that you all have a lovely week. Bye, Lucy. Have a lovely week. Thank you so much for coming, and thank you for your lovely message. All right. I will see you all next week. Bye.